5280 Sports Network, your morning minute on a Wednesday. Nate Lundy, Shawn Drotar, good morning. Thank you for being here. Shawn, you were hoping for a trade from the Broncos before the deadline. Wrong. Didn't happen. Not a big surprise.
No, not a big surprise. I don't think it's a surprise the Broncos made a trade. They've had an opportunity to do so since last year. They didn't do it, and I think this is the Broncos' belief that either they can handle this internally or they believe that the picks and the cap room is so important that they need to protect that. And it's tough to guess what's going on in Dove Valley, and there's arguments to be made on all sides, but at least looking at it from the on-field perspective for the Denver Broncos for the remainder of their season, it's a concern. We've seen that offensive line, actually, I think it's probably fair to say, Nate, it's gotten worse as the season goes on, even though they're healthy now. The starters are as healthy as they've ever been, and now this offensive line continues to have problems. It hampers the passing game, it hampers the running game, it certainly hampers the play calling, and we'll see. The Broncos have kind of made their bed there. Now they'll lie in it. We'll see how it changes starting Sunday against a Raiders team in which the Broncos defense is still elite. Broncos might have to find a way to put some points on a Raiders team that's going to score. They've been scoring on everybody.
Yeah, although I'll say this, because I know that there are some folks that have said that if your NFL MVP right now is not Tom Brady, there are folks that have made an argument that it should be Derek Carr. At this point, as you get ready for Week 9 in the NFL, I'm not 100% buying into that because Oakland hasn't faced a defense like Denver's yet. And there are very few defenses within the entire league that are anywhere near the level of the Broncos. So I think before you start to hand hardware to Derek Carr or anybody on the Oakland team, I think you got to see how they perform against a defense that can really challenge them. That will happen coming up on Sunday night in Oakland. We'll talk a lot about that tomorrow on the radio show as we start to fully prepare. The Broncos get back to work today at Dove Valley to prepare for Sunday night's game against the Raiders. Looking at the Avalanche last night, we said this yesterday in our morning minute. I'm disappointed in the performance in the Avalanche only because you had a Nashville Predators team that was struggling. They'd lost 3 in a row coming into the game last night. You had an Avs team that really needs to get these early season points, something that we have not seen them do a lot over the course of the last couple of seasons. They try to make up for it later on in the year. I was disappointed by the performance overall last night. I'm not going to bury them based off of one game, but that was a big disappointment for me as an Avs fan.
Yeah, and you're not talking about a one-goal loss either. I mean, they were basically just crushed by a Predators team that I would make the argument is a better team than the Avs.
Agreed.
But you had them at home. You had an opportunity to get a win during a team that was down a little bit. It is a game you'd like to at least see if the Avs lose. They lose by 1 goal or something, not just get blown out. So, again, some of the same problems manifest. Tyson Barrie leads the team in shots. You see some of the Avalanche's more specifically offensive targeted guys be lower on that totem pole. That sometimes the team has a tendency of looking for the perfect shot instead of the open shot. I think we saw that again last night. Even though Patrick was no longer the coach, Jared Bednar may have to get into the players' heads a little bit because at a point this is the players. The best shot is the one that you have right now. Right. And that's something the Avalanche for years seem to be having a tough time getting straight.
Game 7, World Series tonight, Cubs and Indians. You're looking at, in my opinion, what will be the highest rated television program outside of the Super Bowl so far in 2016. I think this is going to draw a lot of eyeballs tonight. Fox has to be happy about that. Give me a prediction.
Boy, I will say, I don't love doing it because I think the Cubs are the best team in baseball. So I don't like picking against them. But in this World Series and the postseason, pitching reigns supreme. I think the matchup for Cleveland, because Corey Kluber's going, and even more importantly, because all 3 of Terry Francona's best bullpen weapons, Shaw, Allen, Miller, they're all rested. I guess I'm going to give that edge to Cleveland only for that. But to me, it's Game 7, 2 good teams. They know each other now. To me, this is an absolute coin flip.
If the Cubs have the lead by the end of the 3rd inning, Chicago will go on to win. If they do not, Francona will shut them down, and the Indians will be celebrating the end to their drought. That's my prediction. So see how things are going in the 3rd inning, and then we can decide. Appreciate you stopping by the Morning Minute, 5280 Sports Network, milehighsports.com. Shawn and I'll be with you tomorrow morning on Mile High Sports Radio starting at 7. For Shawn, I'm Nate. See ya.